So I've been listening to Jonathan Cahn video, and it prompted me to make one. And because I know that there are other people out in this world that are in the same boat that I was. And I want to encourage you, and to inspire you to create hope, to know that there is freedom and there is an answer. So for me, my whole life, I've always felt like I did not belong. I didn't belong in any groups. I had friends, but I was never close with them. And even in the friend groups, I was still always the outcast. I was the outcast of my family. I was outcast at schools. I was even an outcast at church. I never quite found home. And even when I tried to build home with people, it did not pan out. And the biggest thing for all those is because I did everything without God, right? So I tried to do this life without God, and I removed him from the equation. And the equation never added up. And so now that I finally... like I was saying, I've never felt like I belonged. And no matter how hard I tried, I kept getting disappointed. And relationships kept failing, friendships kept failing, relationships with family kept failing. And so then I started, okay, then the problem is me. I don't belong in this world. I can't fit in anywhere. And so that's where my depression started kicking in. And then I developed depression, anxiety, and then I started cutting myself. And I've been cutting myself since I was a teenager, all the way into even just a year ago, until when God saved me. And so it went from teenage to early adulthood into adulthood. And until a year ago, when God saved me, was when I finally stopped cutting. And because I kept telling myself, or the devil kept convincing me, he had me convinced that I didn't belong here, which is true. I don't belong here. But his version was, you don't belong here, so end your life. And that the world would be better without you. And now that I'm with God, I know I don't belong here, for sure. And the reason why I don't belong here is because God has called me. He chose me. You know, if you're a chosen one of God, it's been preordained. It's even in the Bible. It's already been chosen. You've already been picked out. God knows who we are. God knows our heart. And even those who are in terrible sin, who've done terrible, despicable things with their lives. And we're talking about just nasty, dirty, dark, grimy. If God's chosen you, it doesn't matter what you did here on earth. God's coming for you. And he will continue to chase you until you finally realize that you're chosen. And I didn't know that until I went through my huge battle last year, until I was saved, where God literally stopped my car, which is a Tesla. God stopped my charger. He actually made my charger stuck so that I could not move forward to go end my life. And I was stuck for over an hour. My charger would not detach. And so when I finally submitted to God and finally realized and heard God tell me, I need you to live. I have people for you to help me. I need people for you to help save. Right? And so when he said that to me, I knew why I never belonged here. Because God called me and saved me for the next. For his world, his kingdom. Not this world. It's a dying world. It's an ugly, terrible place. And I was not meant for this world. Because some people, this world is heaven for them. This is the only heaven those people will ever know. And for believers like me, this is the only hell we will ever know. Which is awesome. Because I know what's waiting for me in the next life after this. I know that I was created careful, I'll know that I was created for the next life. And so if you're feeling like you do not belong, you're right. You don't belong. But find your people. Find your people that are on the same path as you, the path back to God. Find people who are bold and not afraid to be different, and not afraid to be mocked, not afraid to be laughed at for believing in Jesus. People think I'm crazy. My sister said to me, ever since you found your God, you've been weird. Yeah, you know what? Yes, I am weird. Because I believe in someone that nobody sees, but we can feel. And some people do see him. I see him. I seen him one time when I was 13, and I saw him in my dream. But I feel him all the time in the miracles in my life. And my charger being stuck, yes, that was Jesus. Yes, that was God. So yes, I'm weird. Because, experiences like that doesn't happen to just everybody. People don't encounter God and Jesus like that. So yeah, I'm weird. So she said, ever since you found your God, you've been weird. But you know what I say to her? Well, since you've never found the right God, you've never changed. I'm weird now because I changed. I'm weird now because the old me is dead. I laid it at the cross. Yeah, so instead of my suicide last year, I celebrated my baptism. And I got baptized on Easter, when Jesus resurrected. So it was a funeral. It was a funeral. It was a funeral to my old self, my old ways, my old traits, trauma, evil demonic presence, spirits, hurt, pain, just all the despicable things that the devil planted in me and made me think that it was who I was. No, that person died. Yeah, so it was a funeral, the funeral of my old self. And when Jesus resurrected, I resurrected too. When I came up out the waters, I was also resurrected. I was resurrected in Jesus Christ. A new name, a new creature. So yeah, I'm weird. I'm different. But I'm not afraid, and I'm bold. I'm not afraid of people laughing at me, because people laughed at Jesus. People laughed at the 12 apostles. People laughed at Paul. But I know where they are now. So find you people who are on the same path as you. The righteous path. The correct path to God. There is no one that can meet God and approach God and live with God without faith in Jesus Christ. And the right Jesus. Not the Jesus that the LDS teaches that he was a brother of ours. Not Jehovah's Witnesses who said that Jesus was actually the Archangel Michael. No, those are not the correct Jesus. You make sure that your Jesus is the Son of God that has always existed, that he was not a created being. Find you those people. That's where I belong. I belong with God. I do not belong here. So if you're feeling lost, you're feeling like you don't belong here, you're correct. You don't. So live your life here for the life that's coming, for the blessings that's coming, for the mansion that's coming. We might go through hell here, but I promise we will have eternity of blessings and joy with God forever. While those who made fun of us, those who called us names, those who called us weird, those who mock us, those who beat us up, and those who killed us, those people, they will have hell to pay for all eternity. And people don't understand how long forever is. There is no ending. So if you find this video, just know that this was God's message to you, God's sign to you, that you are not alone, that he's with you, he's called you, he's chosen you, and he has saved your spot in his kingdom. Stay faithful and hold true, because the end is coming. Jesus is coming so soon, and God is pulling out his people to stand out from the crowd, to separate themselves from the world. Right now, from afar, sheep and goats look the same, and God is separating. He is separating, pulling out the goats from the sheep, the tares from the wheat. So while you have a chance, while you still can. Repent and turn your whole life to God and see all the miracles that He has for you. God bless.